Growing concerns about the coronavirus. Millions quarantined with whole cities in lockdown.
As coronavirus numbers continue to climb, many find themselves isolated and in great need of an escape. Video games have the ultimate power of escapism for the 21st century, much like movies and television did in times of trouble decades before. This idea of escapism is even more prevalent now. Weeks of worry and uncertainty turned into months and months, and it almost seems like our regular normal is somewhere in an alternate universe just out of reach. But this is our new normal. In the midst of a complete economic shutdown and the largest financial crisis the world has seen in quite some time, the video game industry has continued to thrive. A global pandemic of this scale hasn't happened since the Spanish flu in 1918. For the first time, complete industries are up in the air, as many small businesses fall on financial hard times. So the question is, in the middle of all of this, with the new console generation starting with Sony's PlayStation 5 and Microsoft's Xbox Series X, how have video games continued to sell? The answer? COVID-19 itself. Much like other tragic times in our history, like the Great Depression, people needed a distraction to the world that was going on around them. Back then, the internet was decades away from being created, so people would listen to the radio.
The few luxury items Americans continued to buy was the radio.
And go to the theaters to see a movie to clear their head. In 2020, the current situation prevents people from doing that. Major theaters across the world are closed due to health concerns brought forth by COVID-19. Because of this, major films are being pushed back into 2021, and some are now being delayed indefinitely.
Free Guy, coming this Christmas.
This Valentine's Day.
This Labor Day.
Or even getting streaming service releases instead of theatrical releases. This unique situation explains the Animal Crossing situation. Animal Crossing New Horizons, a game that was released at the end of March 2020 during this historic time, sold record-breaking numbers. And this is attributed to that fact. People now have more time on their hands, and gaming has become the home away from home that many people need in their lives right now.
The hardware has sold out virtually everywhere, and finding a new next-generation console is going to be near impossible.
They are not going to be stocking these in retail stores. They're opting to go fully online with these sales due to the pandemic. Scalpers are having a field day right now.
Everyone wants to get their hands on a next-generation console because of how immersive it is. Video games weren't always this immersive, however. They've come a long way in 35 years. In the beginning of the video game boom, every 80s kid wanted a Nintendo for Christmas to experience Mario for the first time. These games would set the groundwork for truly immersive experiences. Games like Animal Crossing and Zelda could make you feel like you're in a completely different world in a completely different time. This idea of escapism is important right now. Let's face it, 2020 didn't go according to plan, and this year has been extremely depressing. Major life events had to be put on hold, and there's nothing to do right now. I think there's a time to be in the moment, and there's a time to reflect and escape. Because of the current situation around us, the latter seems to make the most sense. In a headline by Business Insider, users of Amazon's Alexa during this pandemic started asking, "What day is it?" more frequently than "What time is it?" This is extremely interesting because over this 7-month period, people are starting to lose track of more than just hours. They're losing track of days at a time. With the nature of life under the pandemic, participatory culture in online games has also thrived during COVID, with communities online stronger than ever. Online games anywhere from Grand Theft Auto to League of Legends have helped people cope. This also helps with the public sphere because, since more people have more time, the amount of content that is able to be created and then consumed goes up dramatically. Content that is live streamed is able to be enjoyed by groups of people from all over the world. In 2018, Ninja, also known as Tyler Blevins, played Fortnite with Drake.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
This stream broke Twitch's records. People in the chat wanted to see Ninja and Drake get a win together. There's over 500,000 people watching live concurrently, with the stream capping off somewhere around 600,000 people. This is participatory culture if I've ever seen it. There is also a big participatory culture surrounding the game Cyberpunk 2077, as many people were excited that the game was finally releasing after many years of development, even though it was a little bit of a rocky release on old generation consoles. In 2020, many people can't physically get together, so the participatory culture was all done online. The filter bubble also helps with these experiences, as some services learn from your behavior and games you've played before and use that data to recommend games that you might actually actually enjoy. All in all, it's important to enjoy what you can in this bleak period of time. And that's why video games are so vital to life at this very moment. Games can allow you to escape this world and enter a different one, where saving the princess and clearing that hardest level are the biggest problems that the player faces.